Welcome, welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Great to be with you. You can't see the logo, man. Come on, Gary.
Barely see it. Stand up real quick. Go up slow.
Stand up.
Slow motion. There you go. We'll go to, I tried.
That's for those of you, the 30,000 or so a day that watch the stream. Yeah. You know, I jokingly say wardrobe change. Welcome to the show. It's great to be with you. And you'd be surprised the emails and people say to me, "Where'd you get that jacket? Where'd you get that hat? What is that emblem on that hat?" I said, "That's the Ferrari symbol. I'm a Formula One fan." And they want to know where I bought this. And I'm telling you, here we are trying to talk about health, wellness, and well-being, and they're interested in my wardrobe. It's okay. It's all good. Oh, man.
Well, that's not far-fetched because, like, when I go to the gym, I learned if there's a certain way I dress when I go to the gym now.
Absolutely.
Okay, because there's certain aspects that encourage me to work out harder.
Right.
And I think that's...
You don't want to go in there looking like, you know. I'm not going to say it. Gary, as part of the program that I've been working with him for the past year, how much weight have we lost?
42 pounds.
Notice I said we. He's lost 42 pounds, and now he's introduced working out into his day-to-day routine. I told him that I started back at the gym. I don't know if I shamed him into training again because I'm coming off of all that therapy over this past year, which was, needless to say, it's an understatement to say devastating, but I'm back in the gym. I may have the strength of an adolescent boy, but I'm back in the gym. And what inspired you to do this?
So we went to pick up a truck bed, and I was trying to put the truck bed on the back of the truck.
And you couldn't get it past your stomach?
Exactly. To be honest,
I
that's
know.
what it was.
I knew. How did I know that?
Dale grabbed the other side.
And you couldn't get it over your...
I could only like kind of curl it.
All right.
And this is a guy, like I said, 3 years ago didn't eat vegetables. He doesn't eat vegetables. He had high blood pressure.
Who are we talking about?
Dale.
Well, Dale is Gary's friend. He's a detective on the Tampa Police Force, and he came into the studio today. I'm going to bring him back in because he's a wonderful example of how people in their relationship with food can become divorced from certain foods.
Right.
And it's not a good idea. Dale, Detective, what's his last name?
Fritz.
Detective Fritz. And I said to him, he was sitting right to my left. I said, I couldn't get you to eat a carrot at gunpoint, which was appropriate. He's packing a heater on his hip. He's going because he was going to work. He said, "That's right." And I said, "How long have you lived like that?" He said, when I was able to say to my mother, no, I'm not going to eat them.
Right.
That's the day I stopped eating vegetables.
But he's also a good example of somebody that realizes that they're missing that in their diet and has gone to supplementation. And, he's doing that now.
Well, that's better than nothing. But that's like saying I'm going to keep robbing banks, but I'm going to work better at not getting caught. You're still committing the violation, man. Okay?
True.
Right? And sooner or later, if he's willing to come in, I want him to come back. Will he come back?
Yeah.
To have this conversation on air with him because it's hard to find somebody. He was willing to talk about it. How does a person every day of their life not eat? He said there were a couple of kinds of fruit that he would eat and only one or two vegetables. The rest of it, it's off the menu. And it puts him at risk. It puts him at risk. How do you change that relationship with food? In Gary's case, I never talked to him about losing weight per se. We talked about his relationship with food and where that began. And the other day, like little hints. Oh, he said, the first thing my mom taught me to make were pancakes. And my response was, that hadn't worked out so well. And he's one.
But you put it in a joking, seriously way that makes you think. I'm like,
it didn't work out well, did it?
No.
And what are pig ear sandwiches and whatnot up there in Kentucky?
Oh, fried brains.
Fried brains.
Sandwiches, yeah.
Gary's one of 12 children, and he was the last. And by that time, his poor mom, you know, she moved more to fast foods and convenience foods to take care of the family. And Gary, his relationship with food was unhealthy from the start. And so now he's at a point in life, and it's been a year. And I said on air, I said, this is going to ebb and flow. It'll be up and down. We'll succeed and fail. You'll have some small wins. You'll have some big losses, but we're going to keep moving forward. Now, during my treatment, there were periods of time when I couldn't put a lot of focus on him because I was just trying to
live.
I was trying to keep myself together. But now I have a little bit more ability to focus on him. And it's an interesting way to educate on the show with a living example. And we talked about the failures. He gained some weight back, and I talked about it on air. He thought I wasn't going to do that. And I'm comfortable with it because I know that's part of the process. My guest today, Dr. Michael Murray, understands this in real terms. He was a clinician. He deals with this his whole career, watching people succeed and fail in their health, wellness, and well-being and trying to make changes. It's not easy. And you just can't say to the most unconvincing, unpersuasive argument that I could make to Gary is to tell him why he needs to lose weight. Why? He knows why. That gets conveyed, but the most persuasive argument is how do you do that? And that's what he was looking for. That's what most people are looking for. And that's why I like Michael Murray and others who come on to the show that have that insight. Dr. Murray could preach the Sermon on the Mount as to why you need to do this and why, but he knows at the end of the day, he's going to have to get around to telling you how to do it and what you can expect. And that's sort of the approach. So instead of thinking of losing weight, think about what is my relationship with food, what I eat, when I eat, where I eat, with whom I eat, how the food makes me feel. Okay? All of those, and there's other elements. The people I associate with all constitute, and there's more other variables that constitute this relationship with food. Like any other relationship, it can get complicated. With Detective Fritz, he's got an easy relationship. No fruits, no vegetables. I'll take my supplements and eat. I don't know what he's eating.
Peppers and, or was it Italian sausage and peppers?
Oh, for heaven's sake.
A lot.
A lot. Once in a while is okay. But, and Detective Fritz is under a lot of stress.
He doesn't even like pickles on his Cuban sandwiches.
Oh, yeah. Something happened somewhere. Something happened to turn him off. That aspect of his relationship with food is not an accident. Had nothing to do with the smell, the taste, the look, and whatnot. There's something else going on there. And I'm not a therapist. I don't want to get into that. But no, that's not right. What do they say in Kentucky? He's what?
He is afflicted. That boy ain't right.
That boy ain't right. He's afflicted. Well, we love Detective Fritz. We're going to get him to eat a carrot on air. We'll be back with Dr. Michael Murray.
I'm Joy McCarthy, holistic nutritionist, and I expect more from my multivitamin. I've researched many vitamins, and what's truly different about Every Woman's One Daily from New Chapter is that it's fermented with probiotics and whole foods and gentle even on an empty stomach. Every Woman's One Daily helps you feel good every day, giving you immune, energy, and stress support, and nutrients for bone and heart health. You will notice a difference. Every Woman's One Daily recently won the Best Multivitamin Award, and I love that it's non-GMO project verified. Discover the wisdom of nature with New Chapter.
Whether you spend your free time on a treadmill, under a car, or in your garden, if your active lifestyle leaves you sore, Body Vigor's Inflammaforce may be exactly what you need. Inflammaforce has a natural herb blend that acts as an anti-inflammatory to help maintain healthy joint and mobility support. There are standardized herbs like white willow, boswellia, turmeric, ginger, and devil's claw. The vegetarian capsule promotes easy digestion and a fast-acting dissolve process. Inflammaforce includes a proprietary enzyme herbal blend full of antioxidants and flavonoids that target pain and inflammation throughout the body. Body Vigor's Inflammaforce contains ingredients that support normal, healthy joint flexibility and function, builds healthy tissue, and helps with your recovery process. So if you're tired of sore joints and inflamed muscles, Body Vigor's Inflammaforce is your answer. Purchase Inflammaforce.
One of the distinguishing features of Let's Talk Nutrition, and it's taken 12 years to develop this program, is the guests. The guests make a difference. And there's a range of different types of guests in terms of their profession, their background, their training, and their talent and ability, what they know, and how they can convey what they know to the audience. And so we always are interested in those guests that can talk to you in a way that's meaningful and can make a difference and connect. Dr. Michael Murray's been on the show for many, many years and has been able to achieve that. And people often ask me about him. And I said, he's still here. He's around. Stay tuned. Well, here he is today. And he's one of the best known and respected naturopathic physicians in the U.S., and I would say around the world, for that matter. 30 books he's authored and co-authored. I could spend 20 minutes telling you about his achievements. But he's here today, and that's a good idea. Dr. Murray, welcome to the show. It's great to have you on.
Michael, it's always a pleasure.
How are you?
I'm doing good. Boy, you really called out Officer Fritz.
I know, man.
Yeah,
what's he going to do, arrest me?
Yeah, exactly. You're a brave man. You're a brave man.
Detective Fritz. He's been a police officer for how many years, Gary?
20.
20 years.
Oh, my gosh.
Dr. Murray, 20 years.
22, because we got hired on in 2005.
Because Gary was Gary was a police officer, too, for 10 years, and the stress that they're under, and I talked to Detective Fritz about it, Dr. Murray, the stress is phenomenal.
You just add a little more stress, because he's got everybody, you called him out. You can have everybody giving him a hard time about eating vegetables.
Well, his girlfriend is in the medical profession. That's what's so ironic. I mean, you can't make this up.
Yeah, she's a pediatrician PA.
So.
Okay, well.
Yeah, and she's tried, and she hasn't been able to influence him. I think I can make some headway with him.
Okay, good luck.
Oh, what are you saying? I have better shot being an astronaut? Is that what you're saying?
Well, the change is really hard, and it really has to come from within. And boy, I wish it was easy, because usually the people that we want to change the most are the people that are closest to us. And I just want to put something out there to everyone that maybe has a husband, wife, son, daughter, or someone close to them, friend even, that they love, and maybe they're engaging in dietary sins that like Dr. Garko refers to, or maybe they're just not paying attention to their health. And it's very difficult in these situations. What I found that works, and it's not 100%, but you have to come from the right angle, and the right angle is opened up by expressing to them your reasons. And the reason is you care and love them, and you want them to enjoy life, and it hurts you to see them hurting themselves. And that just opens up the lines of communication. You just be mindful, be loving, let them know how much you care about them, and why you want them to see the change. People know usually what they need to be doing to better their life, or better their diet, or better their health. And if they're reminded of it in not the right way, it doesn't make them feel good, and they become defensive. So nobody becomes defensive when they're told how much they're loved and cared for. And so that's my... well
said. It's well said, Dr. Murray. Shaming and blaming is not going to get it done. And to your point, the signature close for the show is, your health is your wealth. That pertains to the individual. Then I say, and your health is the wealth of those that care about and love you. In other words, when you become ill and you have a threatening situation, disease, or an accident, your loss is going to be the loss of those who care about and love you. So if you don't want to do it for yourself, how about maybe you do it for your children, for your wife and others, and for yourself too? It is dynamic in that way. Your point's well taken. But it's hard to change, Dr. Murray. You know that behavioral change is very difficult, and but we address it on the show, and I talk about it, but we get there. I don't want to be rude, but how are you doing? I forgot to ask you.
I'm doing fabulous. In fact, fact, I'm heading down your way here this week.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to being there. I'm taking my 12-year-old daughter to Universal Studios for their Halloween celebration.
Oh yeah, that's a big deal there.
Oh yeah, so that'll be fun. So we're looking forward to that. And how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm coming along. In a different phase now. Moving forward. October the 5th was my 1-year anniversary when I was first diagnosed with cancer, and so I was able to make 1 year. And after, what was it? 36 hours of chemo, 31 hours of radiation, and 4 surgeries later, and 8 hours of Olympta, I'm talking to you, and it's a good day. It's a good day, Dr. Murray, and we're delighted that you're here. And I know you always have something on your mind. You've always prepared something for dinner. So when we come back, we'll get you to serve it up. Dr. Michael Murray is the guest today on Let's Talk Nutrition, and he'll be coast to coast and global. And as far as we know from our metrics, 5 continents.
The perfect complement to your beauty regimen? Try Form Essentials Zinnia. The finest of its kind, Zinnia offers twice as much biotin as other formulas, which has proven to unlock the vibrancy in even the dullest of hair, skin, and nails. Zinnia breaks through and rejuvenates cells internally, helping you achieve the allure of effortless beauty. Reviving your hair, skin, and nails has never been easier. This essential blend of biotin, alpha-lipoic, and hyaluronic acid, collagen, and vitamin C creates lasting enhancements to your natural good looks. Don't go on wondering. You're worth the results. This combination of ingredients can only be found in Zinnia. Pamper yourself with a proven bit of affordable luxury and start looking your best. Ask for Zinnia by name at your nearest vitamin retailer to begin your journey to restored nails, head-turning hair, and radiant skin today. For more information, visit formessentials.com.
When your alarm goes off, do you jump out of bed with excitement? Or does it take multiple alarms, a few snooze buttons, or a morning caffeine fix to get you going? These habits and daily stress cause a vicious cycle in which sleep becomes increasingly elusive. In fact, 54% of Americans report struggles to fall or stay asleep. For a better night's rest, look no further than Solace, an all-natural dietary supplement that supports healthy sleep and relaxation, so you get the rest you need to wake up clear-eyed, alert, and ready for the day. Solace has given thousands a better night's rest and the power to take back their mornings while enjoying the day ahead of them. Solace is formulated with non-addictive, scientifically proven, all-natural ingredients that support sleep and relaxation, such as melatonin, tryptophan, and 5-HTP. For more information or to order Solace, visit takesolace.com. Solace, for healthy sleep naturally.
Dr. Michael Murray is my guest today. Dr. Murray is the Chief Science Officer for Enzymedica, and he's here today live. And please call 877-897-8255, and you can get in touch and connect. Dr. Murray, what is on your mind today? What would you like to share? What's the message?
Well, we just were talking about change, and I want to talk a little bit about this Purify line of products that I developed for Enzymedica. This is a line of products that are designed to support detoxification and internal cleansing. And the lead product in this suite is our 10-day total body cleanse. And this is just a great way to make a big change in your life very easily. It's a program that I developed that's easy to follow, easy to utilize, and people will really feel the difference. Our ability to detoxify plays a huge role in our energy levels, our ability to think and concentrate, our immune function, and just overall how we feel. And if you need a tune-up, and most of us do, I highly recommend this 10-day cleanse. Now, it's not a fast. It's nothing that's uncomfortable. There is a way to eat to support cleansing, and this is all detailed in a quick start guide that is really easy to follow. It's just a fold-up sheet, one page, that has do's and don'ts, really easy to follow in terms of diet. And the supplement program is real easy. It contains a morning packet of 4 pills and an evening packet of 4 pills. This is really designed to work, and it's really designed to be easily followed, and it's a great way to kickstart a new life. So it's the 10-day complete body cleanse from Enzymedica, the Purify line from Enzymedica.
The compounds, the ingredients that constitute the product. When you say to detox, what particular chemicals or generally, what is it that you mean by that operationally? What's the target in terms of the organ system or systems? And are there any particular chemicals or toxins that you had in mind when you created and formulated that line, that suite?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. This is a total body cleanse. The pills are designed to assist in that process. There are enzymes, there are probiotics, there are compounds that support the liver function, that promote bowel regularity, all detailed in the product information. What I really wanted to do, the key goal, was to get rid of what are called persistent organic pollutants. These are compounds like pesticides, herbicides, flame retardants, plastics, solvents. Our world is polluted with these compounds. Our food supply, air, water, full of these compounds, and they are becoming increasingly known as disruptors of our physiology. They interfere with the immune function. They interfere with our hormones. They, obviously these are toxins, and we need to get rid of them. And this program is really designed to assist in that process. And it's amazing. People don't know what good health feels like, Michael. And this cleanse takes them in a very short period of time to higher energy levels, better mental clarity and focus. And that just does so much to them. They're like, wow, I didn't know I could feel better. Because what they've become used to is what they term normal. And a lot of times it's not normal. It's not normal to be tired all the time. It's not normal to have mental fogginess and cloudiness and just not being bright. It's not normal to have frequent colds and flus. It's not normal to not be vital. I mean, we are. Life is amazing, and we have a body and a physiology that's designed to be dynamic and vibrant, thriving. And if you're not that way, you got to take steps. Michael, you have just been through the epitome of what it feels like to be toxic. You know, when you're going through chemo and radiation or whatever, you're subjecting yourself to massive amounts of toxins. That's what it feels like on the extreme. But even just a little bit of that is debilitating. You had to endure the full Monty, but you know, if we can wipe that away, it's amazing how well people feel.
Boy, I'm writing and I'm trying to get it all into an organized narrative. But your point is, I said to somebody the other day, I have forgotten what it feels like to feel well. And now I'm trying to reintroduce myself to that, just to the feeling or the state, the phenomenological state of feeling well. It's
you know, Michael, you're a great example of that because it's been a year for you. Okay, so do you remember what it felt like? 'Cause, I mean, you had phenomenal energy. You worked out like a fiend. You were positive. You were happy. Mental clarity. No physical complaints. Just on top of the world.
Right.
And then, boom, you got hit.
Twice, a double dose, 2 different cancers at the same time.
Yeah. You're battling back, and we're all battling back to some degree because we're fighting against aging and we're fighting against this environmental load that we're all exposed to, and that's what I love about this 10-day cleanse is because anyone can do it. And they can feel the difference, and they start tasting again what it feels like to be vibrant and to have energy and to have mental clarity and to just be alive.
Your point is so well taken because there are so many people, more than a few, who become ill, and then the unwellness that accompanies the illness, and it becomes chronic, that they forget what it was like. And to try to recapture that feeling again is very, very difficult, especially if it's a life-threatening disease or accident that you experienced. But Dr. Murray touched upon something, and that is this. And he said it at the opening. I listened very carefully. He said mindfulness. He said, be mindful. And be mindful of what you have and how it feels to feel good. Remember that feeling. That is a gift. It is a gift. And when you don't feel that way, Dr. Murray is so right. You get lost in the unwellness, and people forget and they give up. Many give up. And we don't want you to do that. Life is too good and too beautiful. We'll be right back. We are coast to coast, including Hawaii and global on 5 continents, but we're going to go right now to Clarksville, Georgia. And there's a store, a health store in Clarksville, Georgia, that's really dialed in. And the fellow that owns the store is Pato Rufino. Pato in Spanish is duck. And Rufino, not the wine, because this is only spelled with one F, but he's a good guy and is so caring about his customers. Pato, welcome back to the show. It's great to have you on. You like Enzymedica, do you?
Hey, you know Rufino's my first name, right?
Today it's Pato, brother.
All right. How you doing, doctor?
I like duck, man. Pato's a great name.
I hope you know. Yeah, right?
That's a wonderful name.
I wanted to call in because I'm going to tell you, I get passionate about certain products, and when you had Dr. Murray on this morning, I had to call in because Enzymedica products are incredible. I'm not paid to do this call. I am calling in because these are changing lives. You know, they're an enzyme company, and I'll tell you, their enzymes alone have just helped so many people out here in Georgia. But they're simple. You know, they everything they make is really simple to take. It's not frustrating.
Right. You don't need a PhD. You don't need a PhD to read the directions, right?
You don't. And they all I'm going to tell you, this isn't a plug. It is a plug. They all work. They all work. You know, we carry the Purify line now. It's a pretty new item for our store, and absolutely love the Purify line. You know,
Right.
One capsule 2 times a day. You know, for the coconut charcoal. You Purify. It's incredible, you know. But I just want to mention one thing real quick, that I think one of the most underrated products they have is Repair Gold. That has helped so many people.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. Why do you say that?
Because people come in and go, oh, well, I've tried turmeric, I've tried this, I've tried that. And I said, absolutely, I totally understand you tried all that, but here's a sample of some Repair Gold. Or take a small bottle. Try this Repair Gold. Tell me how you feel tomorrow, not in a week, not in a month. Tell me how you feel tomorrow. It's got the serapeptase in it, and I'm going to tell you, I personally take it. You know, I work on a cement floor. I'm here 12 hours a day. We're open 7 days a week, and I'm going to tell you, doctor, this stuff is the most underrated product they have that we don't really talk about a lot. Yeah, their enzymes are amazing. Everything they have works, but that Repair Gold,
it's great, isn't it? Are you watching the show today?
Yeah, I have it on my TV.
All right, what am I holding up? What am I holding up on my hand?
Hold on, man. You're on a delay. Point it towards the screen now.
There it is. There it is, man.
There it is. There it is.
It's in cinema. It's in cinema.
He pulled it right out of his bag.
I pulled it out of my bag, brother.
Right out of his bag.
Repair Gold. It's in my black bag. Here, this is my black bag.
There it is.
Okay. It was in my black bag, and I didn't know you were going to bring it up. I have Repair Gold in my bag. Dr. Murray, he's right about that, isn't he? It's a fabulous product, Repair Gold.
Yeah, these systemic enzymes can be just incredible for giving relief. I think they, as a class of products, these enzymes are underutilized. They're long-standing, historical, iconic products in the health food industry, and they seem to have been forgotten. But I remember when I got interested in health and nutrition in the late 70s, and you go to the health food store, enzymes were a big rage, and they've kind of been forgotten. In America, we are xenophiliacs, and xeno means foreign, philia means love. We love things that are foreign and new, and sometimes we forget about things that are old and that are very effective. And this formula is an all-vegetarian, high-potency enzyme formula, and these systemic enzymes can help normalize our inflammatory process and really support our joints and tendons and immune system, and the results can be just phenomenal.
877-897-8255 is a toll-free number. We can save that clip for you if you like it, Dr. Murray. And they can,
that was fabulous, yes.
And he's Rufino. His name's Rufino Pato, and the name of his store is Ada Zinc. and they are in Clarksville, Georgia. And he plays the show every day in his store. He has chairs there, and his customers sit and watch the show.
That's awesome.
Isn't that great? That's cool. I mean, my God.
We rerun your show too from YouTube all day long sometimes too. So you're always on in our store.
Well, somehow Gary and I are going to have to get up there, and come visit you. We'll figure it out, because we are grateful, and we encourage all the retailers to call the show. You just say hello, whatever, or comment on what we're talking about, or talk to Dr. Murray. We love the retail stores. We love them. They're the connection to the consumer. That's why Dr. Murray's here. I mean, he's putting the message out. And, I mean, that's what you've spent a good portion of your career talking to the retailers, haven't you, Dr. Murray?
Yeah, just try. It's fantastic. I love the health foods industry. For all the listeners out there, these independent stores, especially, they're just vehicles that people have created to make a difference in their community, and the passion, the drive, the
commitment
to provide service and great products is just really evident in so many of these stores. That's why I love the health food industry, because it's full of all these wonderful people that are out there trying to inspire people to lead a healthier and happier life, and provide effective tools and information and guidance and love and support to help them get what they're looking for, which is better health.
Mm-hmm. Rufino, thank you very much. We appreciate your support, and you're a service. You're a service to the community. You never know who's listening. You never know who's watching. You never know that one customer that you talk to and give a little recommendation based on what an expert of the literature says. You could change their life. It's all there.
Well, thank you very much for letting me call in. And Dr. Murray, it's a pleasure talking to you also. And I look forward to seeing you, Dr. Garko, soon at my store.
We'll figure it out. Dr. Murray, safe travels back to Florida when you make your way here again. And we always wish you the best. Thank you so much. Go to Enzymedica.com and, try the Purify. It's a suite of products. And by the way, the packaging is artwork. It's beautiful. And learn more about it. We'll talk more about it on the show. And Dr. Murray, take care of yourself. I'll see you the next time, okay?
All right, buddy. Thank you.
All right, man. We'll be back Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Thanks for tuning in today. It's great to be with you wherever and however you may be listening or watching the show, and whatever you may be doing. Do I need to raise up so that, because I'm going to get emails on that logo on this garment, and they're going to say I couldn't make out the logo. There you go. And if you're a Formula One fan, I got the gear on. Ferrari. That's part of my wellness program, is to watch Formula One and to listen to music, right? You need to have those elements in your life.
You had me listening to ELO yesterday.
Electric Light Orchestra. Boy, I wish I could play the tune for you. The lyrics are really interesting. And there's a Volkswagen commercial right now where they resurrected ELO. This is from the 70s, man. This is archival. And it's a living thing is the title of the tune. It was one of their bigger hits. And they're playing it currently in a Volkswagen commercial, which is kind of it's a throwback. I don't know which car it is in Volkswagen. Gary will find it. And I bring it up because when you listen to the lyrics and pay attention to the lyrics, they make sense in terms of health, wellness, and well-being. My guest, Neil Levin, would know because he's a trivia expert. Believe you me, he knows all these kinds of things. We'll for those of you who are new to the show, I'll ask Neil to share with you what he does almost every year in terms of trivia. You'll be impressed.
It's the Touareg, or Tiguan. The
Tiguan Volkswagen. They're playing that ELO tune. Living Thing is the name of the tune, and the lyrics are intriguing in terms of because there's a debate as to what the lyrics mean. And it has taken on, people go back and forth on it, and they're not quite sure. And that's what's interesting about it. I can't pull it up right now, but in a moment I will. And when I listened to it, I heard the commercial. I said, oh, ELO, let me go back. And I went back and I listened to the tune and I found the lyrics to refresh my recollection. And as I listened to it, I said, they're talking about, you could interpret the lyrics to mean health. Can you find the lyrics?
Yeah, I'm looking them up.
And we'll put it up on the screen. And there's a passage of the lyrics, in the lyrics, that you would get my connection, how I think it could mean health. Because your health is a living thing. It is. It is organic. And you can lose it. And you can reclaim it. And you can create it. And you can sustain it. But you have to be dialed into it. It doesn't happen all on its own. You are the purveyor of your health, not your doctor, not your lawyer. You are. I am. We all are. Now, you need to make that bigger for the visually impaired like me. Can you make that a little bigger? The lyrics to the song, it starts off, it says, sailing away on the crest of a wave. It's like magic. Rolling and riding and slipping and sliding, it's magic. And then they go on, scroll down. Oh, and then he says, and you and your sweet desire, and you took me higher and higher. It's a living thing. It's a terrible thing to lose. It's a given thing. what a terrible thing to lose. When I heard those lyrics, I thought, my, what is it? Your health, your wellness, your well-being? Making believe this is what you've conceived from your worst day, moving in line when you look back in time, taking a dive because you can't halt the slide. That's when you're sick. Floating downstream. So it says, so let her go. I could say, so let it go. Don't start spoiling the show. It's a bad dream. Sometimes you get so sick, it is a bad dream. And I went and looked at the debate on the lyrics. Some view it politically. Some saw it as a statement about abortion. I mean, it's crazy. Some saw it as an ecological statement, the lyrics. I think I interpret the lyrics to mean a statement about health and wellness, or could be. It is a living thing. It is a given thing, and you can lose it. And it's all our responsibility. We are the purveyors of our health and wellness. And one has to be mindful about that. You can get caught up in the biology, the physiology of it all, the chemistry of it all, and I do. And spend a substantial portion of my time in life studying all the time in my courses and whatnot. And that's all well and good. But at the end of the day, and this is what this show has taught me, this is what you have taught me, the listener and the viewer. You reminded me all the time over 12 years that at the end of the day, it distills down to those things. You can have all the chemistry knowledge, biology knowledge, physiology, you can have all of that. But sooner or later, you got to just get to the fundamental building blocks of keeping it all together, and that is to stay mindful about it. If you don't do that, all that other stuff doesn't mean anything. It's just information. And then you become, when you live that way, in a mindful way, then you become more dialed in and appreciate not only the moment, but when you start thinking about your health. You can tell people all day, you got to take care of your health. Right. We take it for granted. And now I realize that what we need to do is remind ourselves, and I gently try to remind all of us, me included, not to take it for granted. But because when it becomes threatened, when there's the potential to lose it and to live in a state of unwellness, I promise you, and there are many of you listening to me right now and watching this show that know this from your own experience. When you live in a chronic state of unwellness, they call it quality of life. It almost becomes a punishment. And you don't deserve that. So, I'm just saying, not to take it for granted, to remain mindful, and to try to live each day that way. I'm trying to do that. In the moment, right now, there is no other moment at this moment for me. It's this moment with you. And that's what counts. Moment in Spanish. De momento a momento, un día a la vez. From moment to moment, one day at a time. And we do that every day, coast to coast, and globally on Let's Talk Nutrition. Come back. Neil Levin's my guest. He is a trivia expert. This guy's so smart. I love him. We'll be back.
At Country Life Vitamins, we've been helping people live happy. Whether you spend your free time on a treadmill, under a car, or in your garden, if your active lifestyle leaves you sore, Body Vigor's Inflammaforce may be exactly what you need. Inflammaforce has a natural herb blend that acts as an anti-inflammatory to help maintain healthy joint and mobility support. There are standardized herbs like white willow, boswellia, turmeric, ginger, and devil's claw. The vegetarian capsule promotes easy digestion and a fast-acting dissolve process. Inflammaforce includes a proprietary enzyme herbal blend full of antioxidants and flavonoids that target pain and inflammation throughout the body. Body Vigor's Inflammaforce contains ingredients that support normal, healthy joint flexibility and function, builds healthy tissue, and helps with your recovery process. So if you're tired of sore joints and inflamed muscles, Body Vigor's Inflammaforce is your answer. Purchase Inflammaforce exclusively on Amazon.com.
Neil Levin's my guest today, education manager for Now Foods. I had a wonderful time this past weekend. Raise it up a little bit. Thank you. Bring it up. Let's see that logo. Spending time. There you go. Spending time with the good people at Now Foods. Gary and I sat in. We attended a vendor conference Vitamin Discount Center here in the Tampa Bay area sponsored a vendor conference, and they had about a dozen or more companies attend this conference, and Gary and I went. And Now Foods did a presentation. I'm so impressed with the company and where they are today and this journey that they've been on. And it's amazing the products that they have in the different categories. Sports nutrition, brain, you name it. And a lot of the third-party testing. I learned a lot. And Neil's been with the company for many years. And he's the nutrition education manager for the company, and we're always delighted to have him on. And he's our Jeopardy expert. Are we in jeopardy, Mr. Levin?
Are we in jeopardy? I'm not yet, but I'm trying.
You try every year to get on that show. Why are they boycotting you, man? You deserve to go on there.
They probably have tens of thousands of people vying for those slots, and they have some kind of demographic algorithm that determines what they want and which markets. And it's interesting. My daughter used to live near Ellicott City, Maryland, which is a fairly small town in Maryland. And in the last 2 or 3 months, they've had 3 contestants from that town.
How could that be?
A small town?
How could that be? Statistically, that's impossible.
Washington, Baltimore area. It's got a big media market.
That's not right, man. You shouldn't select people on that basis.
Did you think Austin Rogers was going to do what he did? The guy was amazing. Austin Rogers, 12 days on Jeopardy, over $500,000 $500,000
in 12 days.
Yep.
He's funny too.
Yeah.
So are you, Neil. Your sense of humor.
Funny.
Yeah, well, you're funny enough, man. Your sense of humor is.
Does little pantomimes.
Are you familiar with ELO?
Sure, a little bit.
Electric Light Orchestra, Living Thing.
Definitely.
The lyrics to that song are. I mean, they debate about what those lyrics mean. Everything from love to politics to ecology. I was listening to them and I was fashioning an interpretation of health and wellness. It's a living thing. I wish we could play it. I can't play it. We could play a minute of it, but the problem is this show is loaded up onto 3 platforms. It goes on YouTube, Facebook, and our website. Once it does that, then we'd have to pay royalties. So we don't want to do that. We get in trouble. I would love to be able to.
That's why I don't sing.
That's why you don't sing. That's why I don't sing either. I want you to know, Gary and I were so impressed with John Urban and his colleague in their presentation that they gave at the vendor conference here in Tampa this past Sunday. It was really, really good. And he is such a wonderful man, John Urban is, your colleague.
Yeah, gentle giant.
He is a gentle giant, isn't he?
Yeah.
You know what we discussed with him? That we would like to come to Chicago and do the show from the Now Foods corporate office and facility for 2 days. We have the technology to put this show on the road and even stream from there. So I don't know. He said he was going to go back and see about that. I'll have to touch base with him. Remember you and I had talked about that?
Right.
I think the listener and the viewer of Let's Talk Nutrition, I think that would be good. That gives them some insight into what a supplement it would provide. It would make things less abstract for them. The company's not just a bottle with products inside of it, supplements inside. And we would be able to film, and they would really get a sense and a feel for what it's like at Now Foods. So we're thinking about that. I don't know if that. Do you have a lot of influence there in the company?
Well, I would certainly volunteer to help, but I'm guessing at that point you'd be able to bring in other faces and other voices that would round out your listeners and viewers' view of our company, because they would hear and see other people and see their passion, hear their passion.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You, John Urban, anybody from the company, it's a company with a long history and tradition, and the products are just, terrific. And you had something on your mind today. I was looking at your notes that you sent me for today's show, and share with the listener and viewer what you wanted to serve up today that's organic and fresh and wholesome.
Well, I want to talk a little bit about brain nutrition and trying to protect the brain, especially as we age, but allow it to function better even for healthy people.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting. Sometimes when the car is running okay, people forget about that you need to maintain it so it keeps running okay. And we sort of do the same thing with our body. We forget that we need to keep maintaining it even though it's nice and tuned up, because we don't want it to break down. I know that seems kind of patently obvious, but boy, doesn't the obvious escape us. Come back and we'll see what Neil has on his mind as to how we can do what he just said he wanted to do. LTN, coast to coast and globally.
Women who are pregnant or planning to have a child have specific nutritional needs. Maintaining optimal nutritional intake is important for mother and baby. Body Vigor's Preferred Prenatal can help mother and baby receive the appropriate building blocks for growth, development, and healthy function. The Preferred Prenatal formula provides essential vitamins and minerals, along with added support ingredients such as folic acid and DHA. Preferred Prenatal also incorporates a bonus herbal blend to help the mom-to-be with the uncomfortable side effects of pregnancy, like nausea, vomiting, mood swings, and uterine health. Support a healthy pregnancy for you and your baby with Preferred Prenatal, exclusively on Amazon.com.
Neil Levin's my guest today, and going to be talking about your brain. It is vulnerable to disease processes, and many people comment, they say things such as, maybe you've said it yourself, I would rather not continue to spend time on the planet if I lose touch with the world and myself because of dementia or some form of it. It's a complicated issue. But there's things that you can do as you in your day-to-day life to preserve and protect your cognitive functioning and the chemistry and the biology of your brain. My guest, as I said, is Neil Levin. Neil, welcome back to the show. Where would you like to begin?
Well, Dr. Garko, what would you say are the two major challenges to the brain at any age?
Nourishment, getting the proper nourishment, and the damage done by, the free radicals, subjecting the brain to different chemicals that could damage the brain, not getting enough nutrients and oxygen, and not protecting the brain from free radical damage.
Yeah, I would agree. And that oxidative and free radical damage, which leads to inflammatory pressures on the brain. So inflammation and oxidation are really related.
They're in extreme. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they end up being major challenges to the brain, and this is regardless of age. So when we're talking about long-term issues, like you just mentioned, aging issues, the oxidative and inflammatory challenges become some of the primary issues that we have to deal with. And a competent brain, a competent body in biochemistry can manage those oxidative and inflammatory challenges using nutritional therapies and reduction of various things from the environment, including what you eat, but also what you breathe and what you drink. And that affects our ability to manage these challenges. And when we're looking at loss of memory as we age, we're often looking at brain cells getting damaged, at tissues not maintaining themselves, and being able to get nutrients into the brain that maintain the brain structures and functions and their ability to deal with these chemical insults without inflammation and oxidation being excessive, because they're normal parts of our body in reasonable amounts. These are the challenges we face, and there are some nutritional things that have come out on the market in the last year or two that are both generally useful and offer particular benefits to the brain, and in particular the ability to manage memory and recall and thought processes, cognition, within typically a 30-day period, or sometimes 2 or 3 months, but often as low as 30 days, where you can get some benefits even in healthy people.
And what would those be?
Well, the newest one is a peptide derived from silk protein. So silk, which is something that has been used in the Orient and in particular Korea for many generations, they actually digest the silk and get peptides, which are short protein or amino acid chains. And they've developed this technique of using them to nourish the brain, that the brain particularly likes these proteins, that it helps maintain normal structures in the brain. It helps prevent the formation of abnormal proteins and tissues in the brain, such as the beta amyloid proteins, which are a risk factor for Alzheimer's.
Yeah, they get implicated in plaquing.
Right. Right. So if you can reduce them with things like getting curcumin in the brain, which most curcumins won't go there, or getting the silk protein in the brain and maintaining healthy structures, they've shown it helps even in children as young as 7 And they've done studies on children, which is not that common, and also on adults, and helping them pass tests and having memory improvement within a 30-day period.
Wow.
So, you know, we're talking something fairly dramatic that even healthy people would tend to notice.
And that's hard to do. That's
Yeah,
hard to
when
do
we
to
demo
get an
some of these-
effect, right?
Yeah, and when we demo some of these at health food stores, sometimes the people say they notice an effect before they leave the store.
This is interesting. What is the name of the product? What does it say on the label?
We call it Brain Attention.
Brain Attention.
And it has a proprietary silk protein derivative called CeraQ, CERA-Q, which is a trademark ingredient from Korea.
Okay. Let's go to Westchester. I believe that's New York, right?
No, western suburb of Philadelphia.
Oh, I'm sorry. Westchester. Well, there's Westchester up in New York as well. Hi, Hank. How are you, man?
Not so bad. Still working on quitting smoking.
How you coming along, man?
Not as good as I would like. I'm going to see a counselor today to try to get up with a support group. So
good.
I'm working on it a little bit at a time. I've decided to cut down to 15 versus 30.
There you go. That's a bit. That's not a small win. That's a pretty big win. So you keep working at it. But I see my producer tells me you had a question about type 2 diabetes and the brain. What is the nature of your question?
The exact nature is that I am type 2 diabetic. I saw my mother suffer strokes from it, and the fact that we lost cognitive ability, she became the strokes effectively caused brain damage. But even before the strokes occur, how does type 2, in my case, type 2 diabetes, affect the brain and lead to Alzheimer's or dementia?
Well, that's a wonderful question, and the key to the answer, the key is what Neil was just talking about. It gets implicated with inflammation and oxidation. He'll explain when we come back. That's a fabulous question. Type 2 diabetes is a metabolic disease. No question about that. But I can tell you the downstream consequences of type 2 diabetes are manifold. You can everything from losing limbs to losing your memory. It is a significant disease, and it needs to be managed and addressed. I'm glad Hank asked this question. When we come back, we'll get Neil to address it. You are listening to Let's Talk Nutrition, featuring Neil Levin, Now Foods, coast to coast and globally.
Are your joints feeling out of date and stiff? Is that old sports injury flaring up? Is your body aching from the daily wear and tear at work? Body Vigor's Joint Ready keeps you at the ready for any joint pain that gets out of line. Unfortunately, as we age, joint pain becomes more common. Body Vigor's Joint Ready can help provide relief so you can continue to go about your day. Our formula contains sulfated forms of glucosamine and chondroitin. Studies show that these sulfated forms are more effective than regular glucosamine bound to hydrochloride. Joint Ready promotes a healthy inflammatory response, facilitates cartilage synthesis, and provides additional antioxidants. Keep your joints at the ready with Body Vigor's Joint Ready, exclusively on Amazon.com.
Here's the LTN Health question of the day. Gives you an opportunity to win a $25 supplement gift card. All good. You heard me in my opening monologue today in this second hour talking about mindfulness and why we need to be mindful with respect to our health and wellness. Here's the question. Mindfulness finds its roots in which Eastern philosophy? Would it be Taoism, Buddhism, or Hinduism? What are the philosophical roots of mindfulness? Taoism, Buddhism, or Hinduism? Here's the number to call to win.
877-897-8255, 877-897-8255, or anywhere in the world at 813-636-8255.
Neil, welcome back. Hank asked a wonderful question, didn't he?
He did, and the answer is that diabetic damage is actually oxidative and inflammatory. And
Bingo.
This is clear when you look at neuropathy or retinopathy that diabetics get.
Mm-hmm.
It is a classic oxidative damage. And oxidation is related to inflammation. There's not really a clear separation there.
No.
One causes the other.
Right.
So controlling oxidation is important, as well as controlling blood sugar, to help prevent these issues from developing. And retinopathy is in the eye, and the eye is physically part of the brain. So we're still talking about the brain when we talk about the optic nerve.
Mm-hmm. So it would be a benefit for Hank to try to moderate the oxidation and the consequential inflammation associated with it relative to stemming from his diabetes, type 2 diabetes, and also to control his blood glucose levels. I don't know what medications he might be on, but would this product that you're talking about help with the oxidation in his brain associated with the diabetes, you think, or no?
That one would not, but we make a product called Curcubrain, which contains a trademark curcumin called Longvita, and that's the only one that's been shown to get into the brain, protect the brain, and help even improve healthy people's cognitive abilities, their memory and cognition. And remember, the eye is part of the brain physically, so getting past the blood-brain barrier means you can also get in the eye and protect the optic nerve.
Curcubrain, C-U-R-C-U, Curcu, or curcumin, brain, from Now Foods, sold in fine health stores throughout the United States and other countries, in North America, Canada, U.S., and other countries, and those stores that are trying to be fine. And if they're not carrying it, I'm sure your favorite retailer, health store retailer, will get it for you. Curcubrain. Let's go to Palm Harbor, Florida. Mildred lives there. Mildred, welcome to the show. It's great to have you on today.
Thank you. I wasn't paying any attention to you earlier. I was too busy. But anyway, you said something about Korea and maybe Hinduism. I don't know. No good?
No good. It's no good. We haven't heard you in a long time. I presume you're okay.
I'm fine. And I just want to put a plug in for Reginald. He is at your health food discount place here.
Oh, Reginald, the manager at Vitamin Discount Center. He's in Palm Harbor, I believe.
Right. That's right. And he is excellent. He goes far. I needed a product one day, and I went in, and they're out of it. And I said, "How could you be out of it?" And he said, "Well, I'll check on it, and I'll call you." He checked on it, and he said, "It's good. I'll let you know when it's in." And he called me when it was in. And then another time, he said, "Why don't you put your name in for this bag I'm giving away?" And I said, "Oh no." He said, "Oh yeah. If you win, I'll call you." So I said, "Okay." And I did was he called me up. He said, "You're lucky. You won."
There you go.
You can come anytime you want. And so when I went in there and got it, he said, "Know what you have to do to me?" I said, "No, what?" He said, "You've got to share." And I said, I'm good at that.
There you go. And that's why we love the retailers. and all the health stores, mom and pops, the big chains, small chains, in between. They are a connection to the consumer, and they can make a difference in people's lives. The people that work in those stores, on the whole, more often than not, are so passionate and caring, and Reginald is a wonderful example of that. Thank you for giving him props. I'm sure he's grateful, and his company is grateful as well.
Yeah, he always says to me, when I recommend the product, he says, I give it to my mother, you know. He says, it's good enough for my mother.
If it's good enough for my mother, it's good enough for you, Mildred.
Right. He gives me a hard time, but he is great. I told him, and he said, I said, you know, you're pretty good. He says, don't let that get around.
Yeah. Well, listen, we're almost out of time, Mildred, and we're not going to be able to take another call anyway. So Stephen will give you the $25 supplement gift card for being such a good listener and guest, as you will, listener guest, if you will, on the show. We appreciate your contribution to the show and listening to it when you call in. I'm grateful. So we're going to give you that $25 supplement gift card, okay? Mildred.
Hi.
Is that okay?
Yes.
You don't want the card?
Oh, yes, I love that.
All right, Mildred. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Mention the product again for cognitive functioning.
Hercule Brain.
And the other product you talked about today was?
It's called Brain Attention.
Brain Attention. You could take both of those together, couldn't you?
Absolutely.
How are you doing, Neil? How's everything?
I'm doing great in between trips, but happy to be home and enjoying the nice weather.
Is it snowing in Chicago yet?
Nah, 70 degrees today.
Maybe we're trying to get up there. We would love to do the show there to help you celebrate. How many years y'all been in business?
Next year is 50 years.
We would like to participate in that celebration throughout the year and broadcast from Chicago. And we have the technology to do that now with no fuss and no muss. So we're going to work on that, okay?
Great. I look forward to it.
All right. Maybe I'll get a chance to meet your wife.
We could try.
Yeah, well, bring her to work. You know, don't y'all have a bring your wife to work day up there? Neil, thank you so much for being a wonderful guest. Now Foods. Go to nowfoods.com. Hercule Brain and Brain Attention. Light up that brain to protect that brain, because your health is your wealth, and your health is the wealth of those that care about and love you.